Hello, Storytime friends. I'm so glad that you're joining me for another Bedtime Storytime. Now, if you haven't seen me before, my name is Miss Ann, and I'm the Early Literacy Librarian for Lincolnwood Public Library. Now, those fancy words just mean that I have the very big privilege of being able to do story times for all of our littlest kiddos and their families. Now that we're virtual, I even get to do story times for our grown-ups and our bigger kids. You're never too old for a story time, are you? You're never too old for a good story and a good rhyme. And if you haven't seen me before, then you might not have seen my stuffed friend Fluffy before. This is my best stuffed animal, and I hope that you're snuggled up with your stuffed friend or your dolly and wearing some pajamas, right? Fluffy and I both have pajamas on. I hope that you guys are snuggled up with your pajamas too. You can go ahead and introduce yourself in the comments. I know that since we're doing this recorded, I can't say hello to you live with my voice, but I can definitely say hello to you in the comments, and I would just love that. I know we miss seeing each other in the library for story time so much, don't we? Now, if we're going to say hello to each other, we need to sing a little bit of a hello song, don't we? I know if you've joined us for Storytime before, you know exactly the song that I am talking about. This is our Hello Friends song. Now, Hello Friends is so great because it has a couple of sign language words, American Sign Language words in it. It has hello, which I'm going to put Fluffy right down on my lap so I have both my hands free to do the sign language words. It has hello, which is a little salute from our forehead, right? We tuck our thumb under our hand, do a little salute. Hello. It has friends. Now this sign is a little bit more difficult than hello because we have to separate out our pointer fingers from the rest of our hand. And when we're still developing these muscles, this can be a little bit of a stretch, especially for our tiniest friends. So it's okay if they can't get it right away. You grown-ups just keep doing it the correct way in front of them and they will get it eventually. They will get it right eventually. No rush. Friends takes our 2 pointer fingers, and just like real friends, I know not so much now during the time of COVID, right, because we're staying safe, but just like real friends, our fingers hug, and when they hug, they switch sides. Yeah, friends, friends. Now, if you guys are ready with both of those signs, you're ready to add 2 more, you're ready to level up in story time, you can add time, which is taking your wrist and pointing to it, like you're pointing at a watch that you're wearing here on your wrist. You're showing what time it is. And say, which is just taking your hand flat and tapping it to your chin. I know if you're out and about, you don't have to touch your face. We're doing such a good job learning not to touch our faces to stay healthy. You can just put it right in front of your face if you like. All right, I'm going to put the lyrics in the description for the video so you can follow along, but there's only a few, so I think you'll catch it pretty fast. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Oh my gosh, Storytime friends, I know you did such a great job. I can almost hear you through the computer. I know that that's not really possible, but Storytime is pretty magical. So I wonder if maybe it is, because I feel like I can hear you doing such a great job out there. Now, the other thing that we do every single week at Bedtime Storytime is we do a teach and repeat rhyme. Now that's pretty much what it sounds like, right? We learn a rhyme and then we repeat it every single week for a couple of months so that by the time that we introduce a new rhyme, you have memorized our teach and repeat rhyme from the past couple of months. And you don't even need me to be there doing it with you. You can do it anytime you like, right? Especially if we need a little bit of a rhyme distraction when we're waiting in line or driving in the car, or maybe our grown-ups need a little bit of a rhyme distraction to get some crabby tantrum type feelings out, right? That's what our teach and repeat rhymes are for. Now this teach and repeat rhyme, because it's bedtime story time, is all about pretending to go to bed, right? So we're going to first start by pointing to ourselves because we're going to bed. It's us. We're going to go to bed. Then we're going to make a little bit of a pillow out of our hands because we love to lay down on a nice soft pillow at nighttime when we go to bed, right? We're going to make a little pillow out of our hand. Yeah, we're going to take our hand flat and tip our head onto it. Then the other thing that we love when we're going to bed is a nice cozy blanket, right? To have a nice cozy blanket wrapped around us. So we're going to pretend that we have a blanket by hugging ourselves nice and tight like we pulled the blanket up over our bodies. And then I know that I do this when I sleep, and I wonder if you do too. We're going to pretend to snore. We're going to pretend to snore. You good pretend snorers? Oh my gosh, whoa, don't really fall asleep. That was close. That was close. We're going to do this rhyme twice because it's our first time doing it. This is our brand new rhyme for March. I know, I can't believe it's already March. This is our brand new rhyme for March, so we're going to do it twice together so you guys can get the hang of it. And I will also put the lyrics in the comment for the video, in the description for the video, so you can do it and practice on your own during the week at home. This little child is going to bed. Down on the pillow they laid their head. They wrapped themselves in a blanket tight, nice and tight squeeze. And this is the way they sleep all night. Woo! Wake up, wake up. You ready to do it one more time? This little child is going to bed. Down on the pillow they lay their head. They wrap themselves in a blanket tight. And this is the way they sleep all night. I didn't really fall asleep that time, don't worry. Don't worry. Now, the other thing that we do every single week at Bedtime Storytime is our story, right? It's right in the name, our story. So we are having a little bit of a story all about berries, right? Because in Lunch Break Storytime this week, we did some fun berry-themed rhymes. We're going to do a story that's also about berries. And don't forget that if you call into our dial a story line, right, 847-999-7600, you can also hear some really great berry-themed read-alouds this week. New picture books and new chapter books every single week, right? And you don't even need the internet to do that. You can use any phone. You can use a landline or a cell phone. That's the greatest part about Dial a Story. Any time of the day, you need some story time, you need some read-alouds, the Dial a Story line is there for you. But today, we have a little bit of a story with the flannel board. I know, my Storytime regulars know how much I love the flannel board. I'm going to put Fluffy over to the side so that I have room for our big old flannel board. Our flannel board is my favorite way to tell a story during story time. I hope that you enjoy it too. Now, this story time is about a little bear. Yeah, a little bear. And a big mama bear. Yeah, there's our mama bear. And little bear and big mama bear were just waking up from their really long winter's nap, right? Do you guys remember what that's called? Do you remember what it's called when animals go to sleep for the winter time? It's called hibernation. Hibernation. Now, when animals wake up from hibernating, they are really hungry. Really hungry. And that was the same with our little bear and mama bear, our little bear and mama bear. They woke up from their nap and they were so hungry. They were so hungry that little bear's tummy was making a grumble, rumble, rumble, rumble. And mama bear was real hungry too. So they came out of their cave and they walked around looking for some food. In the clearing of the forest, there was this little tree stump, which would be perfect for a feast. Look, you could put all your food right on top. What a perfect table. But there's no food. They sniffed around some more. Didn't smell anything. Didn't smell any food. Our baby bear was real hungry, and our baby bear whined. Mama, where's the food? I'm hungry. Oh, grown-ups, do you have some whining like that when it's lunchtime or snack time? I bet you do. Mama bear just kind of laughed and said, we have to get the food, silly. Why don't you go get some blueberries? Some blueberries would be such a nice treat, wouldn't they? Let's move our tree stump over a little bit. So you guys can see all the bears. So you guys can see Mama and Baby nice and close. Okay, Baby Bear was ready to go find those blueberries. Baby Bear ran away from the stump into the woods. Can you do a little rhythm like running on your knees? I'm going to put my flannel board down for just a second so I can show you. You take your hands and clap them on your knees. Does this sound like Baby Bear running through the woods? You guys are good runners. And Baby Bear looked high, oh, way up high, and looked way down low in the ground. And he thought he found the best blueberries, and he ran back. Can you do on your knees again? Ran back to the tree stump and dropped off the blueberries onto the tree stump. Wait a minute. Is that a blueberry? Is that a blueberry? What is that? Is it another type of fruit? Is it an apple? That is not a blueberry. That is an apple. How could you tell? Because it's red, right? And it has leaves and a little stem. That's how I figured out it wasn't blueberries. And Mama Bear knew it wasn't blueberries too. Mama Bear said, Baby Bear, that is not blueberries. That is an apple. Oopsie, said Baby Bear. I'll go back. I'll go find the blueberries this time. You ready for running again on your knees? Good running. Now this time Baby Bear had run to the river. And in the river, Baby Bear thought he saw the bluest, juiciest blueberries and grabbed them and ran back to the tree stump. And Mama Bear, you run back. And he put the blueberries right on top of that tree stump. He put the blueberries right on top. Wait a minute. Is that blueberries? Is that a fishy? That is not blueberries, said Mama Bear. That's a fishy. Although that looks pretty good too. Bears do love to eat fish. But they were so in the mood for blueberries. Baby Bear decided to go back. Decided to go look for some blueberries. You ready to run? And this time, Baby Bear went running back to the woods again, looking high up in the trees and low down on the ground. And he thought he definitely saw those blueberries this time, grabbed them and ran all the way back to the tree stump. And Mama Bear and put his blueberries right on top of that tree stump. Wait a minute. Is that blueberries? Is that blueberries? Is that an orange? It is a fruit this time, so good job with that. It is also a fruit, but that isn't blueberries. It's an orange. Mama Bear said, Baby Bear, those are not blueberries. Baby Bear said, don't worry, I'll go back. I'll find blueberries for real this time. Baby Bear ran away. You ready? And he saw in the forest as he looked high and low, he saw what he was definitely positive this time was blueberries. So he grabbed them and he ran back to the tree stump and to Mama Bear and dropped off those blueberries. Those blueberries. Is that a blueberry? It is a berry, but is it blue? No. Is it a strawberry? We're getting closer. We're getting closer this time, Baby Bear. And Mama Bear said, one more try, Baby Bear. One more try. I know you can do it. So this time, Baby Bear was determined to find blueberries. He knew that they would be blue, right? And they would be little. They would be little berries, not as big as the strawberry, not as big as the orange, not as big as the apple, not as big as the fish, and not moving like the fish was. All right, I think he can do it this time. You ready to run? Ran to the woods and looked high and looked low and found those blueberries. Oh, let's see if it's really them this time. And ran back to the tree stump and to Mama Bear and put the blueberries right on top of the tree stump. Are those blueberries this time? They sure are. They sure are. Baby Bear got it right. Oof. Mama and Baby Bear had a feast that night. They were so hungry that it was a good thing that Baby Bear brought back all this extra food. Plus, their absolute favorite, the blueberries, right? Oh my gosh, you guys did such a good job listening and looking. You did such a good job guessing with your eyes what was a blueberry and what was not a blueberry. I bet that you're very good at looking closely at the pictures in picture books too. You know, grown-ups, that's actually a skill that we're building with our little ones called visual literacy, right? Being able to look at pictures and take in information, right? So looking at all those different types of fruits and one non-fruit food is such a good way to sort what's different and what's the same between them so that we can learn how to do that with pictures and with things in real life, right? Oh my gosh, story time is always too short. Story time is always too short for my liking. But we're almost ready to wrap up for tonight. Now, the other thing that we do every single week at Bedtime Storytime is we do a little bit of an imagination meditation. I know that sounds like it's something really complicated, but it's not. I know that meditation, grown-ups, I can't even do it, right? Closing your eyes and sitting really still and trying to get all of those thoughts out of your mind. There are too many thoughts in my mind to get them all out. So instead, I like to do an imagination meditation where we concentrate on imagining something while we're trying to slow our bodies down. It helps me be a little bit calmer. And I know that our kiddos might not be able to do it right away, but that's why we practice it every single week, right? Because after we start doing it more and more and more, we can tell the difference in our bodies. We can tell the difference between how our body feels right now before meditation and how it feels after. Yeah, pay attention to that. Pay attention to your body. So what we're going to do for our imagination meditation is we're going to breathe in like we're smelling something really yummy like those blueberries. We're going to blow out nice and strong like we're blowing out a candle, right? A little candle flickering at night. We're going to do that 3 times. And if you can only do it 1 time or half a time, that's just fine. We're going to do it 3 times together. You smell those blueberries. And blow out that candle. Ready for our second time. Smell those blueberries. And blow out that candle. Ready for our last time, number 3. Oh my gosh, you did it! Does your body feel a little bit more relaxed? Do you feel any different? I think that I feel a little bit more jelly when I do my imagination meditation. Sometimes my body feels really tight and tense, kind of like in a rhyme where we were pretending to cover ourselves with a nice tight blanket. When I do my imagination meditation, I feel a little bit more relaxed, like my body is a little bit made of jello, a little bit made of jiggly jello. All right, we only have one more thing. We only have one more thing for bedtime story time, and that's our goodbye song, our see you later song, right? We never have to say goodbye to one another. We can just say see you later. We're going to use the American Sign Language word for goodbye, just opening our hand flat and then closing it. And we're going to use all the same sign language words that we used in our hello song, friends and time and say. And our lyrics are the exact same, except we're going to sing goodbye instead of singing hello. All right, Fluffy, I'm going to put you on my lap a little bit lower so that I have both my hands free for our sign language. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us, Storytime friends. Don't forget that all of our other bedtime story times and all of our other lunch break story times are right here in the videos tab so that you can watch them, rewind, fast forward, repeat the favorite ones anytime you like, any time of the day, anytime we need a little bit of a break, a little bit of storytime magic. Until next time, my Storytime friends, I love you. I miss you so much, and I hope you and your families are staying nice and healthy and safe.